Hey you, I would recommend you to skip this video because its main purpose is for me to practice a lot of things that are related to recording videos and doing screencast stuff. And if you didn't stop watching this video, then, well, it's on you. I warned you. Okay, so this is the first video of such sort, and I have what I'm going to be doing in this video. I'm a web developer, and I'm going to be going through some web technologies, and I'm going to try to explain some syntax, maybe some concepts, and so on. So this is mainly what I'm going to be doing. It will have minimum editing, so any likes, and some pauses, mistakes, I'm not going to edit out or remove. Okay, so I have several purposes to record this video. Purpose number one, to practice English. I'm not a native English speaker, so yes, but I really like English, and I want to improve. I want to master English. And recording such video or similar videos and using English, I hope it will it improves my English, my level of English, conversational English. Second thing that I want to work on is my camera presence. I have a huge insecurity when it comes to recording videos, and it's much better because I have been practicing and doing a lot recording videos for a while, and doing a bunch of other stuff to improve in this direction, but still I feel very insecure. I think worse when the camera is on and when I'm recording myself, and I'm feeling a lot of stuff that prevents me from doing my best in the recording and explaining the topics that I want to explain. So to improve in my fluency with English and also camera presence, camera presence, it's my goal number 2. Goal number 3 is to practice explaining different programming topics and concepts and commenting what I'm doing, what code I'm typing, and so on. So these are 3 main things. Also have fun and also challenge myself, because it is very difficult for me to do what I'm doing right now, and to look at the camera, to try to smile, and to not pass out, or to remain present, or at least to try to be present here and maintain some level of coherence in my speech and in my thinking process. So it's all challenging for me, and I want to improve in this direction. I will be making tons of mistakes, and as I said, I won't remove them from the final video that I'm gonna upload to the YouTube. So to YouTube, what else? What else do I want to say? Yeah, so I haven't prepared anything. I will be going through some random topics and doing some random explanations. So again, the purpose of this video for me to get real practice and to have higher stakes. So it's not a sandbox. So that like when I'm recording this video, I know that it's going to be uploaded to the YouTube, and I see no reasons that anybody would like or want to watch this video. So it's not going to have views or receive views, but still, even the possibility that this video will receive views makes this real, makes this like an actual thing, like an actual, I don't know, stage presentation or speaking in front of the camera that some people can. There is probability and chance for it to be seen. So it then makes, for me, the whole practice very useful and as close to the real field conditions or to the real recording conditions as I could probably get it. Okay, so that's mainly it for today. What do I have? I have a PHP. I have PHP Storm opened. If you don't know, PHP Storm, it's an IDE for, well, it's an IDE. IDE, it's short for Integrated Development Environment. But if I tried to put it in simple terms, it's a program mainly for writing code that has a huge amount of different useful tools that supports writing code. And from my experience for PHP, PHP Storm is the best tool that I've tried. Yeah, it's the best tool for me. So it does the work like 100%. It's a paid piece of software, but it has trial version in case you would want to try it. And you can also have JavaScript files and other types of like HTML files, like I do have here. PHP Storm picks all that up quite greatly. Yes, and back to the explanation of what an IDE is. I would say it's a toolkit, like many different tools put together into one program that helps you write code and then maybe execute this code or test the code. But mainly it's like the core functionality, one piece of functionality, it's writing code. Any sorts of code. So there are IDEs for PHP, for front-end development, like WebStorm. Well, actually, the company that developed PHP Storm, IntelliJ, I don't know how to say it correctly, but let's see. Where is it? JetBrains. Okay, JetBrains, the company that developed PHP Storm, it has a bunch of other IDEs for different languages, and you can have IDE for Python, JavaScript, C++, PHP, Java, and so on. Okay, so I have my, let's call it code editor or IDE on the left side. On the right side, it's Chrome. I will use Chrome to run HTML. So in this video, I'm gonna be doing some HTML explanations, and I'm gonna write some HTML, and well, I need some place to run it. I think Chrome is perfect for that. And let's say that you are you don't know anything about HTML, and my goal is to give you introduction, maybe show some syntax, and tell what HTML is, where it's used, how to write HTML, what are the main things that you would want to know that I think beginners should learn first. So let's start from what HTML is. HTML, I would assume that you are a tech-savvy person that knows how to use a computer, and also that you've used internet websites. You visited some websites. You have visited some websites, and you know what a website is, what a link is, and so on. So you're just like a layperson with a great experience in using computer and internet. So HTML, it's a technology. It's short for hypertext markup language. So it's a language that we can use to describe a web page. It's so with HTML, it's a markup language. So with HTML, you can describe what your web page consists of, what elements. So if taking a car, for example, as a metaphor or analogy, you can, in every car, you have some major pieces and then details of so car consists of several parts. One part can be tires, and then it's body, and then it's wheel, and then it's seats, and so on. So it has many elements. And a web page also consists of many different elements. Like, for example, you can have some text on a web page, or an image, or if you open YouTube, then you will see an area where there is this square video player, and some recommendation list, and many different blocks and elements of different types, like images, links, clickable links, buttons, some search bar, which is an input, a YouTube logo, and so all kinds of different elements. And with HTML, you can describe you can configure what elements your web page consists of. So you can say, for example, I want to have a paragraph, this block of text. I want to have a link here. I want to have an image here, and so on. And this is like a markup language. It describes just what things are present on a web page. It doesn't describe any behavior of those things. Like, for example, when you click on the video player, it should play some video, like on YouTube. Or when you click a button, a pop-up or window appears. Or if you do this, then that. If you submit a form, then these inputs or fields should be validated in this way. So, for example, in an email, there is an email input. It should be of this format and so on. And it only describes structure. So JavaScript there for behavior of the web page, CSS, then with CSS you can configure how your page is actually, the appearance of your web page, how it's going to look like, what it's going to look like. You can do this with HTML, but it's not recommended to, it's not a good practice to stylize your web page with HTML. It's nowadays you do this with CSS, and then you'll have some sort of a backend programming language that, so your user, you can see a web page, but to be able to save some data, so to log in, for example, or leave a comment. Your comment, you fill in the form, the body of your comment, and then you send this data, your comment, to a website's server, and then backend language processes this data, stores it, and then when you load the page, the backend programming language retrieves from a database or some sort of storage this data and sends to your browser, and you can see those beautiful comments, or tweets or something else. So HTML, again, it's only for describing what elements your page will consists of. So the first part of a good web page is going to be the thing that's called a doc type. So it will be the first line in this. I have this index.html file, which is just a file that has .html extension. So PHP Storm recognizes it as an HTML file and will do some syntax highlighting and so on, which I will describe later. So now, again, the first line will be a declaration of the doc type. Let me first type in a valid HTML5 doc type, and then I will explain to you what's that. So to write a HTML5 doc type, I will write less than doc type in caps, then HTML, and then closing, then greater than sign. So this line, it tells web browser which HTML version, what HTML version you're gonna be using in this web page. There are multiple versions of HTML. The latest one is HTML5, and there were versions before that, because the web and HTML, it exists for decades already, and there were first like HTML1, which was way more limited and different than the current HTML5. It had less functionality, less tags, and so on. So the most modern HTML version is HTML5. This is the version that you want to be using. You would want. So this first line tells that, hey, in this page, it's going to be HTML of version 5. And the second thing that you like every decent HTML has, it's an element called HTML element. So again, every web page, every HTML file consists of many different parts, different HTML elements like tires in the car, or doors, or the wheel, and so on. So every web page consists of many different HTML elements, and you can create an HTML element with the special syntax using so-called HTML tags. So to create this is a root HTML element that says, okay, everything within me, inside of me, will be HTML for this particular page. So we will have everything that this page will consist of inside this root HTML element. It's like a container. It's like the whole, like the thing that holds everything inside. So what you do, you say, okay, I will be using HTML version 5, and I will have this root HTML element that will hold everything on this page. So this element, to create it, I wrote two things called HTML tags. This is an opening HTML tag. This is a closing HTML tag, which basically, if said differently, we could say our root HTML element starts from here. So this is what this opening tag means. And then the closing HTML tag means something like our root HTML element ends and here, or this is the end of our element. This is the beginning. This is like the exact place from where it starts. Okay, so you define so this is HTML tag. You have less than the name of the tag, and then greater than. An opening HTML tag, a closing HTML tag. Notice that the closing HTML tag has this slash symbol. Now we then have two more tags to explore. The one is called one called head, and again, notice that it has an opening head tag and closing head tag. And the second tag is body. And the same thing, let me do a little bit of formatting here. The same approach, head element has opening and closing tag. So this is head element and the content in between. And this is the body element. It has an opening HTML tag and a closing HTML tag. Well, an opening body tag, but it's HTML tag, and closing body tag. So in head, we have everything that won't be visible on this page. Oh, okay, and let me run it. So as you can see, in the browser, when I refresh, there is nothing in the content there, in the document. So head, this head element, its main purpose is to give the browser all the extra information. Like, for example, you can see this tab name, and now it's by default index.html, which is the name of this file. But we can, inside the head, put another HTML tag called title. And inside this HTML element, we can say something like, I have no boots. Oh, sorry. And what I like about PHP Storm is that it saves the file automatically. I don't need to hit save like anything. Whenever I leave, so I've made some changes to this file, and whenever the focus leaves this file. So whenever I click somewhere, okay, switch to some other files, or if I leave this program and switch over to some other program, so whenever I switch to Chrome, as you can see, this blue dot disappeared. So once again, there is this blue dot. This means that this file has some new changes, some changes there that are not saved. They're there. They are in the in memory. So PHP Storm have done those changes, and but they are not saved to the file system, to the disk. They're just in memory at this moment. So when I switch over to Google Chrome, this blue dot disappears. This means that those changes, they were saved. So now, if I refresh this page, we should be able to see the new title of this page, and this index.html should disappear, and I have no boots space should become visible. I have 30-minute limit for this video. Okay, refresh. I have no boots. Success. And as you can see, it's not a content. It's inside a head. Usually you will have something like, there are meta tags with different attributes. Well, there are meta tags. Usually you put some styles in head. This little icon there, you configure it, and many other things. If let me show you Amazon. Let me show you Amazon or Apple. Let's go. Let's see Apple. Okay, and and you also can see so I've opened this web page, and this web page consists of HTML. It has, well, not only, but like mainly, this is an HTML web page. So it has many elements, and also it has content. But to view the actual HTML of this web page, there are multiple ways to do that. One of which is to view the source code of this web page, which just a fancy way of saying, show me your HTML, show me your source code. So to do that on Mac with Chrome, what I can do, I can either click on the web page and view page source, or I can go to the view menu item and developer, and then view source. Or there is this shortcut option command U, which I usually use. So I'm gonna hit the shortcut, and as you can see, there are some weird things here. First of all, there are 55 blank lines, like empty lines, before the doctype declaration. So it's possible to have that. I'm not sure why Apple is doing that and for what reasons, but usually these on your website, you don't want to have these blank lines and also these blank lines. So something's like not right there. Usually, especially some giants like Google, let me show you, they have like no empty lines there, because every single empty line, and there are, like, as you can see, it's one space, several more spaces. So every single line and every single space, it uses some space. So for every space that is saved on the disk or is in memory or sent to you or downloaded, it uses one or more bytes of traffic or bandwidth. And the more characters, additional characters you have, the more content is sent from Apple's server to your web browser. And so it's like when you're downloading a film or you're measuring your internet speed. It shows you, okay, you have 50 megabits or 1 gigabit speed. And this means that this amount of data can be sent per second to you. So the more content they have, the longer it will take to send it to you. And also they are paying for the actual outgoing traffic and ingoing too. So it takes more resources. So I don't know why they usually it should be stripped. So as you can see in Apple, you have doc type HTML5 too, but also there is this HTML tag with some other weird things in it. These weird things are each called an attribute. An attribute is a setting to a tag. So for example, notice this lang attribute. It configures what primary language this HTML page will have. So now it has this. So the language of this page is N-US, which is another format for configuring so-called locales. I'm not going into it. Basically, we can simplify, I would say, with some preciseness, that this is in English. This is English. So it has more information, but part of it is that this page consists of English. So with attributes, you can configure your tags to customize your tags. You can tell, okay, this page has this lang, and also, some additional things. You can add more information and configure the behavior of HTML tag. Then, as you can see, goes the head element. And this is an opening HTML tag. So a lot of new lines here, and then inside head, there is this meta tag, which also has a new and a little weird syntax with this, it has this less than sign, then meta, then attribute, okay, character set UTF-8, great, and then this slash sign, which is, we use it inside the closing tags. So, and then greater than. This thing means that this is a complete HTML element. So there will be no closing tag additional. It's a so-called an empty element or self-closing HTML element. So it's complete. And meta tags, they are used to add extra information to your page that it's not visible. It's just for browsers and some other tools. So like this. Then this link tag, which I'm not gonna explain for now, and also many link tags actually here. So it's for SEO stuff. Then you can see there is this script HTML element, an opening script tag and a closing script tag, and some JavaScript in between. So in head, we have some JavaScript code, and also another JavaScript, another script element that loads another JavaScript. It had the content is empty, but you can, with the script element, configure it to load JavaScript from some file that's on Apple's web server. And then another meta tag, multiple link tags, title, a a gazillion of many more meta tags, link, and then also scripts, and then the head is closing. So the head is pretty heavy here. It's loaded with content, and no, like the only content that's here and it's going to be visible to you is this title tag. So as you can see, here is this Apple Word. So none of this content is actually visible. And then goes the body. So the body is a root container for the visible, for any visible content of your web page. It can be just a simple text with no elements. And yes, you can have a simple text with no elements inside your body tag, inside your HTML. And it should, if you want to display some just plain text on your web page, you can say that. So I will be as boring as saying One Piece is a funny anime. And this, and let's put what we can do. Are there any? Okay, let's put this, how do you call this thing? This lobster here. This is just plain text inside the body tag. And if it's going to be saved automatically. If I go to the browser and refresh the page, you can see this content inside the content area of Chrome. So, and this is just a plain text. So no HTML tags here. It's located in between the opening body tag and the closing body tag. So inside the body element. But I can use many different elements inside the body. So for example, if I wanted to, I don't know. So let me duplicate this text. Command D. So let's say I have 2 lines of this, and if I refresh the page, they will be displayed on the same line. This is because HTML by default strips the extra new lines or line breaks and spaces. So if I had, for example, many white spaces here and here and here, and refresh the page, no extra white spaces are present in the actual rendered web page. So let me revert back to the better state. So for example, if we wanted to have those 2 sentences on separate line, there are many ways to do that. One of which is to use the so-called paragraph tag. So it's gonna be an opening paragraph tag and then a closing paragraph tag in the end, or at the end, I think. And then for this second sentence, I would use the same paragraph tag. So now if I refresh the page, they are on separate lines. And this paragraph tag also adds some margin in between those lines, so additional default stylings are there. And this is it for today. I have gone through my limit. I thought that I will record for 30 minutes. Now it's 37 minutes, so I will finish this video and see you next time.